this is Cynthia with Polonia Designs, and today I'm going to show you very quickly how to make a reversible napkin. It requires two 18-inch pieces of fabric, and I have here a green and a red metallic fabric. And what we need to do first is put these two pieces of fabric right sides together, and I'm going to clip these. You can pin or clip. But I'm going to clip around the edges just to keep these pieces in place. Okay, so what we need to do now is measure a 5-inch opening on one edge of your fabric. And I like 5 inches. It's a good width to make it easy to turn this right side out without ripping your fabric. And what we are going to do is start here, back stitch just to reinforce that area, do a 1/4-inch seam all the way around, and here back stitch again to reinforce, and that way when we turn this right side out it's less likely to rip the fabric. So and I am also going to use, you'll notice in my sewing machine that I have as my upper thread red and my lower thread in the bobbin will be green. So you won't notice it now as we're stitching the inside, but once we flip it out and do a top stitch, you know, those threads will match the fabric that it's being sewn on. Okay, we have stitched our 1/4-inch seam all the way around, and next we need to come and clip our corners off. That way whenever we turn it right side out and push our corners out, we will have nice crisp corners and not have all this bulk. Just be careful that whenever you trim, you don't clip your threads. And then another step that I like to do is right here at this opening where we stopped and started. Go ahead and clip these off. Is I like to go ahead and pre-press the seam so we get a nice crisp seam whenever we turn it right side out. So you can press that down. Turn that over and do the same on the other side. I just find it's easier to do it this way than trying to do it whenever it's flipped out. So now we can pull this right side out. It's just very easy when you have a little bit bigger opening. You're not worried about ripping your fabric as it's coming out. And then just take your fingers and finger in each corner and gently push those out. And I have a point turner from Clover. These are very, very nice tools to have. And gently take this and push your corners out. Don't push too hard or you'll push that point turner through and make a hole in your fabric. So just be careful, but you can see how nice of a point that makes whenever you clip your corners and get that extra fabric bulk out of there. Okay. And before we press this, we need to work on our edges a little bit. And this is a trick that I learned from Donna Jordan, from Jordan Fabrics, is to get these, because you want this edge and both these fabrics to be right in the middle. You don't want one to show on one edge, you don't want it to look like that. So just pull this back and finger press that seam down. Just make sure that you can feel that edge under there and that seam is going in the same direction all the way down, but just finger press that down. And then when you pull it over, it lays very nicely. And when you press it, that seam will be right in the middle of those two fabrics. We will do that on every edge. Okay, and you can see where I have pre-ironed that seam down. When we iron this, it will make a nice straight edge. And I just think it makes it easier instead of, not pre-ironing it and then trying to flip it under and things like that. So that's why I like to go ahead and do that before I flip out the napkin. Okay, and this is the edge that has the opening. So what I'm going to do is start above the opening, and I'm going to stitch an 1/8 of an inch seam all the way around the napkin, and we'll close this opening right here. And this is the reason why I have two different colors of thread in my sewing machine, because I will stitch with the red on top and go around. That way I have the red thread on top and the green thread on the bottom. And the little purple Fang tool is a really, really nice tool to have, especially Since these corners can be a little bulky, it may be a little difficult to get your machine to go ahead and feed that through. That is a wonderful, wonderful tool, which we do sell at poloniadesigns.com. And here is our finished napkin. And how easy was that? Beautiful accent for your table. You can either fold your napkin the traditional method. And my mom showed me how to fold napkins and how to place them on the table. So you want to fold your napkin where this corner is in the bottom right, so that when it's sitting next to your plate and someone picks the napkin up, they pick it up and it just folds out for them to place in their lap. So that was a neat thing that my mom taught me. Or you can fold it if you have a napkin ring. This is the way that I like to do my napkins, is put the top corners together, take these side corners, bring it up to meet that, bring this corner up to meet that top corner, and then just push it up and put your napkin ring on. And then you can play around and I usually pull these apart where you can see that contrasting fabric. But isn't that beautiful? So enjoy making your new reversible napkins. We do sell these kits on Polonia Designs, and we will have links on the video, below the video, to find these on poloniadesigns.com. If you liked our video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. We have lots more coming, and we appreciate you so much for being here today.